Travis Nelson, live in Gardner, Colorado.
Thanks,
I wrote this up for you guys.
Thank you.
I figured I'd just
Read it into the record.
I speak to you in the capacity of the president of the Colorado Cannabis Growers Association. I'm very proud to have grown up here in beautiful Huerfano County. I'm a proud graduate of John Mall High School and local Colorado State University Club with an educational background in sociology. Huerfano is made up of some of the greatest, hardworking, and community-focused folks I've ever met in my life. We appreciate this opportunity to speak with the board and appreciate your time and consideration. We appreciate all the local and mixed community support we have here today on our behalf. I know a lot about severe poverty growing up here in Huerfano County. I was raised at the Last Ditch Homestead here in Bass Creek. I personally witnessed the effects of severe poverty here through my childhood in the 80s and 90s. Other than ranch work, which paid around $20 a day, there were very few good-paying jobs in Gardner. Some men and women from Gardner would work in the spring season planting trees on U.S. Forest Service contracts. Regardless, Huerfano County has been extremely poor and in an economic decline for the past 60 years. Huerfano County was one of the two first federal pilot counties for social welfare programs in the United States. These effects of poverty, lack of gainful employment, and lack of social mobility plague our community to this day. However, recently, several new jobs have been created in the cannabis industry. More real estate was sold in 2016 in Huerfano County than any year in memory. It is my understanding that there are a dozen commercial marijuana grow facilities with CUPs in Huerfano County, with 5 currently producing product. This is a very small number of operators in comparison to other counties on the I-25 corridor. Trinidad has seen a complete renaissance as a clear and documented result of cultivation and retail sales in shops. Our neighbor, Pueblo County, has over 150 commercial marijuana businesses and is currently in the process of approving 75 more grow facilities in the near future. At one time, incorporated El Paso County, Colorado Springs, had more medical marijuana dispensaries than Denver. In Denver County, there are approximately 500,000 cannabis plants currently being grown versus in the neighborhood of 5,000 being grown in Huerfano County. In this competitive market, Huerfano County is underrepresented. There are several other individuals and businesses that have located themselves here in Huerfano County to grow cannabis. This collective of people and investors have spent millions of dollars on land, attorneys, licensing, groundwork, construction, staff, and equipment moving their local cannabis businesses here to Huerfano. Many of these businesses have filed for licenses here in Huerfano County with the state of Colorado Marijuana Enforcement Division, as required under the current regulations laid out by Huerfano County. These businesses have acted in good faith and have followed state and local law to bring money, jobs, and huge amounts of tax dollars directly into our local economy and community chest. Huerfano County and Walsenburg has quickly attracted some of the very best and brightest. This includes PhDs, doctors, conversations and presentations about state universities and colleges coming into our county, and the most elite players in the cannabis industry opening up local operations. I address the board on behalf of this collective of people who have invested a huge amount of time, energy, and resources in our local community. These individuals have clearly acted in good faith and have started the legal process as required by Huerfano County regulations, to open commercial marijuana operations in Huerfano County. These licenses are pending and are clearly not new applications as set forth in Resolution 17-30. Huerfano County Resolution 1730 fails to dictate those criteria, what those criteria are, to meet the definition of, quote, new applications. It is this collective standing that these businesses are not, quote, new applications, and are rather grandfathered in. These groups have contacted top of the industry attorneys who are willing to provide legal representation or advice to Huerfano County if needed. Cooperation is far more productive than conflict, and I'm here to try to resolve this current dilemma. Please recognize these pending licenses and provide them with due process. What is the appeals process if determined to be a new application? What considerations are given? Several of these groups were recently sent out copies of letters to the MED from Huerfano County about licenses that were currently pending here in Huerfano County, and you guys were provided copies of these letters. We incorporate these letters herein by reference. These letters are prima facie argument that these individuals have pending licenses and are not new applications, because you knew that they're pending. You sent them a letter about it. For example, one local business with a pending MED license had already paid fees by check to the state of Colorado and County of Huerfano. Huerfano County has accepted their payment and cashed the check. Farm Aid Farms has been working hand in hand with the Land Use Office for the past year to perfect water rights, do construction, and complete licensing in time for this season's crop of cannabis. We're going right into planting season. This was put in 30 days prior to the first day of spring. Farm Aid Farms even had branding materials promoting Huerfano County, given away in the Oscar bags, in the recent Oscars. I mean, we're promoting Huerfano County in this industry in those Oscar bags through graphics, not marijuana. You know, but they're definitely promoting our county at the Oscars. I understand. To consider this business a new application would be unfair, arbitrary, and unreasonable. Bad business. We believe that the recent passing of Huerfano County Resolution 1730 was done with good intentions from our county commissioners. The regulations for hemp and marijuana do need perfected in order for our local cannabis industry to be successful and sustainable. Some minor adjustments are needed for regulations. This was evident from some of the comments put forth by industry members February 14th, County Commissioner meeting. I incorporate these comments herein by reference. What was most definitely not needed is to arbitrarily and without notice institute a 6-month moratorium on new commercial cannabis projects in Huerfano. We would suggest that the marijuana and hemp regulations be tabled until a cannabis consultant, which I know you're in the process of hiring, attorneys, and an industry advisory group can work together to hammer out some progressive and perfected marijuana regulations to allow this profitable industry to compete and blossom here in Huerfano County. We appreciate your time and strong consideration to create some solutions regarding Resolution 1730. Thank you.
Do you have any questions for Travis? Travis, thank you for a well thought out and considered approach. We will take this under advisement, and Commissioner Garcia is here next week. We'll discuss this again and see you know where we go from here. But we'll be in touch with you.
Okay.
And again, thank you for a very thoughtful approach and,
I just don't wanna
I'm
see all these
taken by
people
your argument.
invested all their money to bring
Understand.
businesses that they
And, you know,
lose
you
money
understand,
investment.
you said it, you understand from, the, public hearing we had a few weeks ago, there are some issues. For instance, with the, at least, alleged odor problems, up near the hospital with that facility, so we think there's some things we need to address. And, we wanna make sure we do, proper research to do that. We will definitely take a look at this thing over the next, week or so and, get back with you.
I'm grateful for your consideration.
Well, thank you all for coming, appreciate it, thank you.